featuring, hi, Dre Brown and Purcell Duggar. So great to see you both.
Hi, Ty. Hi, Percell.
Happy Crown Day. Happy Crown Day. National Crown Day is here. We've had a great moment morning this, talking about legislation, understanding why Crown Day exists, about the Crown Coalition. And we're going to pivot right now to talk about hair and fitness, because we know that for Black women especially, it can be, a sore thing. Do we embrace our health and wellness, or do we save our hair? And so joining us today is Dre Brown, a proud Dove self-esteem educator, and Purcell Duggar, a celebrity trainer. So I'm excited to have you guys here.
We're excited to be here.
So let's talk about your role, just an overview of your role as a Dove influencer and your work with the Crown Act.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so excited. My role with the Dove Self-Esteem Project has been my greatest gift of a career, but I've been with them since 2014, serving as a self-esteem educator. And as far as the Crown Act, I was invited to take part in the Dove's portion of the coalition last year when everything launched. It was amazing. I got to lead a town hall conversation with Janae Future Khan from Color of Change, Shonda Rhimes, Senator Holly Mitchell, and our own AC Eggleston Bracey last year in October. And we got to speak to some young women that were affected by some of the biased school practices that were affecting, like, in mass, young women that were going to school just to get an education, but they were being sent home and simply because they wanted to wear braids or they wanted to wear their natural hair. And it hasn't stopped. It continues. And so therefore the Crown Act is just so on time, and I'm so grateful to continue my work with it. But yeah, every day is a part of the fight. So yeah, we're here today and we're going to keep on going.
Absolutely, Dre. Thank you so much. It's so interesting when I look at statistics, and Purcell, I want you to share a little bit more about how you became a celebrity personal trainer. But, about 40% of Black women say they avoid exercise because of hair-related issues. And 1 in 3 say that they would exercise if it weren't for their hair. So this conversation is real, because what this does is it sets us up for the challenges that we experience as a community in health and wellness. And it goes back to our hair. But Purcell, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you became a celebrity trainer, and how you coach and work with teen girls in that work?
Yeah, so I founded Good Work, which is a wellness brand designed to make fitness more inclusive, sustainable, and accessible for Black people specifically. So in doing so, one of my first jobs and roles was as a AAU basketball coach. The team consisted of a bunch of young Black teenage girls who were between the ages of about, I would say, 12 all the way up to 17. And one of the things that I experienced on a daily was just how much their hair impacted their ability to focus, impacted their ability to perform, and just their overall comfort within themselves. Yeah. Oftentimes, I felt like it was my role as an ally to make sure that they were supported, and always knew both as in terms of having products on hand for them to use, but simultaneously also just to continue to encourage them and let them know that they are very much seen and valued, and that showing up for yourself and committing to your craft should not come at the expense, right, of your hair. So whatever I could do to support them in terms of making that burden and that challenge and helping them overcome it, I was willing to do. And they've made a lot of progress. I'm happy to be supportive and continue to make people aware of the fact that that's a very real issue within our community, but also to be part of the equation in terms of providing answers to them.
You made me think. I played AAU basketball. People are surprised to hear this, but I was an all-state basketball player, and I was surprising. Right, I can't do it much now, but it does beg the question, for when we think about our health and our wellness that starts young, especially Vernon talked about earlier, how, the agency that parents sometimes take over their children's hair. And it's like, okay, no, you have to do this to your hair. So then it precludes you from doing other things because you want to prioritize your hair, but then you don't prioritize your health. How do you get past that? Dre, what was the process for you? Was it, saying, okay, I'm just going to do protective styles? What was that process to to really kind of focus on the health aspect of it without, feeling like you were married to your hair in some way.
Exactly. I mean, I have to say, I'm not surprised at that 40% statistic, because it's a reality. The stigma of, not having your hair together is one we all know in the Black community. But my personal hair journey, going natural, I've been natural now 11 years. Going natural coincided with me embracing my health. I've always, my self-care and wellness journey started when I just decided, I had self-esteem issues, and it was, a lot of it was tied to my body and my weight. And I said, well, what's blocking me? I had to move the things out of the way. And one of the things was, I was like, oh, I can't work out in the morning because I'm going to sweat my hair out and then I'm gonna go to work looking crazy. But then when I embraced my natural hair, it was, Dre, there's nothing holding you back. Go sweat it out. Your curls look more popping when they're sweaty. So hit the shower, put some leave-in in, and go get your life together. And it removed that roadblock that I had mentally put in front of myself, and it allowed me to get active. And then my self-esteem was just increased, because then I started to see myself for who I really was. And overall, my whole health improved because I had moved that out of my way. I got out of my own way, in other words.
Yes, girl, yes. What was the process like for you? I mean, have you been training for 11 years? No, you weren't working with Purcell at this time. No,
me and Purcell, he gonna hook me up. I'm gonna get my quarantine workout on with Purcell, but okay, I haven't had the pleasure yet. But I've heard he's the real deal. So,
what are some of the things, Purcell, that that your clients say to you, and how do you kind of support them in kind of embracing all of them?
I oftentimes hear about experiences, whether it be itchy or dry scalp. It being in pain, constantly having to rub it in the midst of class. There's concern about sweating too much. I think, the idea of training shouldn't be limited, right? But the reality is that that's very much a part of our experience. I think that there are a number of women who don't look like you and I, who don't, have that issue, right? They're allowed to operate in and out of spaces without thinking twice about their appearance. And we don't necessarily have that privilege. However, that's part of why the Crown Act exist, right? I think as an ally, what things I've done to support my clients, specifically Black women, is keeping certain products on hand for them. Tea tree oil, right? It might be a situation where prior to them coming into me, I might check in with them and say, hey, did you make sure you have the products that you need that you usually revisit? Tea tree oil is helpful. Olive oil is very, very helpful in terms of a dry scalp or itchy scalp. Making sure that I keep scrunchies and things of that nature for my clients who maybe they have or don't have natural hair, but they have enough of whatever they have to put it in a ponytail, and making sure that they utilize those. So I think anything that I can do, whether it be having a scarf on hand or a baseball cap of some sort, but anything I can do to help ease that process for them and allow them to just show up for themselves, I'm always game to do and always prepared to do.
I love the idea of having a trainer who's an ally, of the Crown. No, I think it's important because what it takes away is the stigma that women sometimes feel when they walk into these spaces. Right. If there is, room and that I'm being celebrated and supported through this process. What does the Crown Act mean to you, Dre? What does it mean to you?
Oh, wow. I mean, for me, it just really means that we all understand we're in a period of immense recognition of the fact that we have a ways to go as Black people in reaching our equality goals and our justice goals. But this is just one piece of it. Mm-hmm. And to know that there is systemic resistance to what we naturally look like and how we naturally rock our beauty, it's a personal vendetta for me. I take this very personally. And as a beauty professional, I seek to free my clients. I don't come in to change anything. I come to amplify what's naturally, magically about you. And if I can support anything that removes, like I said earlier, removes the boundaries, allows you to live a freer life, get closer to your happy, closer to your most robust full self, I think that is just really what the Crown Act does. It is telling Black women and Black girls and Black boys, we are removing this from your path. There are going to be challenges, but this is one that we are moving out of the way so that you can at least look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and know that what you represent is acceptable, is beyond acceptable, and cannot be restricted. So if anyone tries to, just tell them, come holler at me.
Like, don't come for me. Don't come for me. Like, exactly.
I said for you. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. What words of encouragement would you give to someone who wants to take the leap and prioritize their wellness and their wholeness and their fitness, but has reticence? Like, what would you say to them? What piece of advice would you give them? Purcell and or Dre?
I would start with the idea of showing up for yourself. Know that you can do that by being yourself, and whatever that looks like, right? Whatever that experience is like for you in that moment, know that that's perfectly okay, and that you are not confined or wholly defined by the things that other people say you are, right? Like, you are yourself, and that is more than enough. And you have my support in any way that you need it. And regardless of what day it is, or whether you feel like you're in the mood, or whether you feel like you're beautiful, you are. And I'm going to do whatever is necessary within my scope to bring the best out of you, and that you have my support.
Purcell, it's so interesting when you talked about like your whole self. Like I say that I'm on a wholeness journey,
right,
rather than just a wellness journey. And for me, that is making sure that I nurture myself inside and out. And what's been so interesting, I've been on this whole fitness transformation for the last 2 years.
You look amazing, by the way, Ty.
Thank you so much, Dre. I'm working hard. But you what?
Out there.
Let me just tell you, I literally don't feel like myself if I don't work out. So this morning I'm in LA, so it was an early morning for me. So I'll go hiking this afternoon. If I don't work out, I don't feel like myself. So that's a part of my wholeness. But I also am like, I'm embracing these grays that are coming in. All of the things, like the total whole of who Ty Beauchamp is, I'm leaning into it. And so we want to encourage all of you who are watching that we love all parts of our hair and all parts of our body. How can we celebrate where we are right now as we advance to where we want to go? Dre, tell me about like your fitness. What's your routine right now? What are you doing right now?
Oh, well, I'm home in Philly. And I'm grateful to be in safe isolation, but I built a workout circuit I have a few floors in my house, so I'm like, these stairs, the booty is getting a little higher. I'm just saying, we can check in. Lower body is in check, right? But I did that. I wear protective styles. If I love a good head wrap. One of the greatest things, like if you have to hop on a Zoom and you just did your workout, sis, nothing better than wrap that head wrap up, make sure them edges are tight, put some leave-in underneath, make sure you're moisturized. They even have ones that are satin lined that really protect the hair. We have options, ladies. And the truth of the matter is, if you feel good inside, it doesn't matter what your hair looks like, you are going to slay. And I think that the fitness journey that we're all on, the wholeness journey that we're all on, I think when we embrace just little tools and recognize that Black women are just versatile. So whether it is braids or whether it is like going completely natural or tying your hair up or leaning on your trainer for a scrunchie, I think it's all in the process of us knowing we have options and the tools are available to us. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm in the house, but I'm keeping it together.
I the other thing that I've been working on is just really trying to encourage my tribe to come into this space. And what's been so amazing, I got these twists a couple weeks ago, and everyone's loving the twist. And I'm saying, whatever you need to do to be able to prioritize your health, do it, because also this is just another form of self-expression. Dre, I know you change your hair a lot as well.
We didn't seen each other over the years a lot of times, and I'm telling you, it's like I got warrants, like I'm trying to hide out. I change my hair every other week, but I appreciate that versatility, because then as life comes at me, I have something to come back at life, because it's we don't know what lies ahead. We don't understand. Every day something new might come, but your hair is not going to be the thing that holds you back from stepping into your greater possibilities, your bigger opportunities. I just kind of like, look, if I have to throw some hair on, I'll do it. If I'm going to put a baseball cap on, nothing's going to hold me back from getting at life and, giving it all that I have. So yeah, I'm definitely, I'm like you, every 2 weeks, it might be a little switch up. So yeah, just remember my face.
Oh, we see it. Beautiful. We thank you both. Purcell, I'm really grateful for your allyship, as you said, as we celebrate our crowns, because we know it takes all of us to come together in that way. Dre, thank you so much. Always great to see you.
You too, my love.
Happy National Crown Day to you both.